everybody, it's Anna. Time for the Wednesday card in this week's tarot story. So today we have the Seven of Swords. So I connect the number 7 to discernment, to making wise choices. And swords are connected to the mind. So they're about ideas and beliefs and paradigms. So when I see this card, I think it's about choosing your paradigms wisely, choosing them deliberately. The truth is, when you're very little, until the age of 7, you absorb whatever paradigms are given to you. So you don't have any defense against it. So whatever beliefs and mindsets are around you as a child, they become your mindsets. This card's about paying attention to those and beginning to question them, asking yourself if these tools work for you or if they do not. So this guy's walking through a camp, he's sort of stealing swords. Often people associate this with a thief, but that's not how I see it. He's looking through the camp because he's deciding which swords match him. And that means that's like we go into the world and we pick the tools that match what we're trying to accomplish, right? We're also discarding the swords or the ideas, the mindsets that aren't working for us. So yesterday we had the Page of Pentacles, and I talked about how the page is often an invitation to expansion. It's asking us to look at what else is possible and to go further into the world, to learn new things, to experience new things, to have new adventures. And how that can be troublesome if you're in a place where you're feeling pretty comfortable and pretty competent, like you're in your mastery. When you're in your mastery, it does feel nice. It feels in flow, but it can also get a bit boring because you already know how to do this thing. The page is saying, yeah, what's the new thing I can learn? What's the new thing I can explore? So it does pull you out of mastery and back into your studentship, right, as a page. And I think that unless you're going to live in the status quo and kind of agree to doing the same thing forever, expansion is a part of most of our progress in the spiritual journey. It's about, there's always expansion showing up. When we expand, we have to do this again, right? Every time you expand, you have to see where your mind is stuck and decide if that tool needs to be revised or tossed out entirely. So I talked yesterday about how with the Page of Pentacles, often there's an opportunity shows up or a little twinkling of an idea. And I said, if that doesn't interest you, if you feel neutral towards it, you ignore it. But if you have a big reaction, whether that's a yes or a no, you pay attention because those reactions show that there's some energy behind it. And if you got a no, now you want to figure out what just happened, right? Because something in you thinks this is dangerous, thinks this is scary, thinks this is a bad idea. We want to know why it feels that way. We want to know what sword is being employed there, what mindset, what belief, what assumption is coming into play so that we can unpack that. We want to try to live our lives not in reaction, but in authorship and in choosing, deliberate choice. And the mind, the old swords can get in the way of that. Old swords can lead to old ideas, mindsets can lead to reactivity. So when you find a reaction, you don't want to agree to it and you don't really want to fight it. You want to explore it. Let's figure out if this tool works for me. And if I decide it doesn't, I just set it down and I pick up one that does work for me. That's how we cultivate a mind that is well equipped for our spiritual journey. See you tomorrow for our next card. Bye.